We've got the password for this computer eventually. So let's have a look at it. Oh, hold on, what's this? I wonder if we can go back there. In white, silver, and apricot fiance, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. Should I? No. Cold wind seeps in from the glass in the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above her, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you. As if under a microscope. Look up. The woman looks down at you standing there. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There's a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? It's morning. As the terrible word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Do the same. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times as you stand in the apricot-coloured light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass. 17. I'll give this visual calculus a shot, was it? Reconstruct the cracked glass. Boom. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a leitmotiv, below the booth. Looks pretty awesome, to be honest. What shattered this mosaic? Unknown. A motor carriage, a gunshot, someone falling into it? Or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break. Who is this older woman? The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing a thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Richtschwefel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen, her innocence, Dei advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, theres, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work, in its all dizzying detail. The motto, what does it say? Below both women, in humanist black letter, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort. La vie de nouveau. And then along the left side, Après le monde, le gris. Après le gris, le monde de nouveau. Lieutenant, this used to say afterlife, death after. Death, life again, he nods. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Doloran sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan, no more, however. Why? It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing. What's the RCM's motto now? Justice, union, prudence and force. I like the other one better. I like this. Puts the fear of God back in the fuckers. Not very feminine. Not at all. Step back. Right, tell you what. Hold on. Encyclopedia? Just hold that thought. I'll see if I can pass this. I have clothes with it on. I'm pretty sure I do. I've never really had a chance to use it much. Or do I? I might not, you know. Encyclopedia. Oh, there's 2 encyclopedia. Put them bad lads on. Encyclopedia is a pretty hard stat to get on equipment anyway. Right, let's give it a bash. 42%? That's the same chances we had with the last one. Wait, hey. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Dei, the innocence of humanism, internalism, internationalism, and the welfare state, perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever as it haunts all men. What exactly is innocence? The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of world spirit. A tyrant? In a way, an innocent is elected to office by the founding party. A precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of Real Belt is built from ground up to accommodate the innocence rule, should it coincide with our time. An innocent is infallible. The decision made by one are not decisions, they are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway, only accelerated, packed into decades inside of centuries. An innocence is a continuous compressed event, a sacred human being. It's an honour and a glory to live when one is in office. Is one in office now? No, we are alone. So when did she rule? 300 years ago, in wake of the discovery of the Isola, the Insulindon, by explorers on the continent of Mundai. She is, among other things, the innocence of the interstellar travel and connected world. What else do I know about her? Many things. You know, she is a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marquess, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of the Serenades, modern day Sur la Cliff. Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Draped in ancient sadness, are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia, standing under her long slender form like this, dwarfed? Yes, I do. Where is this coming from? The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away. What else? Was she smart? Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract, bridge, and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A similar grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's pre-eminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels, even before she was declared an innocence or influence. Her influence was tremendous. How come? It was on her advice that Irene le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages in the Pale, a costly, often tragic endeavour, ultimately vindicted by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what was widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era. Wow. Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared and the Queen had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting what already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. I want more. Blah blah blah. I'm just going to try and get this. Yeah, I don't care about the cities. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an empty out plaza, with the crowd far away. Already her theories, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt. She must have been beautiful. Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, interesting and beautiful. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attache of her officials stood by as the Theres placed a white gold wreath on her head. Sounds like fucking Jesus. Is this like the alternate Jesus? Probably would have rather had a female Jesus. A hot, sexy young maiden. One of the men in the Secret Service killed her 22 years later, a young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Dei was not entirely human, but something else. What? Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds if not thousands of years until it decided to interfere. Interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the innocents. Dolores Dei was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes while on duty he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It's commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology. Was there something terrifying about her? Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying is a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her. No, was there something bad about her? I want to know. You already do. Although she's often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Dei, constantly surrounded by her theories. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider a war criminal for the campaign she waged against the Mesk state, and that then were the resettlement programs. What happened? The Mesk state tried to detach itself from the innocence rule. Parts of the word were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Magrite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Dei often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and her thumb, an icon such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you've ever seen, with green eyes the colour of the Sciatic May Interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Dei to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. Lieutenant, you're stood there for over 5 minutes. The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church. What are you thinking of, if may I ask? She's somehow connected to the case. She's been dead for 300 years. I am almost 1,000% sure she isn't connected to the case. He takes his glasses off to clean them. None of this is in fact. The church, the coast, this isn't a good place to get lost in. This is Dolores Dei. The old woman in the village was right. He looks around. This must be the Delorean Church of Humanity of Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records. You knew of the place? It's a minor landmark, easy to find. Most maps misplace it. He lowers his voice. It was built not long after Revachol's founding 300 or so years ago by first-generation settlers. What else do you know? There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they called them. The 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution, or used for building materials. We should be respectful here. Although the building appears to be deserted, I do not believe we'll find the instigator here. Something else perhaps. He looks at the machinery lying around. A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out. Do you know why it was abandoned? I have a theory, yes. There's a pause, then he continues. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the police were shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here. Who conducted the raid? Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure. You're not sure? 3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them. I don't remember being here. I'm pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters. If I was here, I should find out what I was doing. Good luck. You'll not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. Well, we're now that because my station secretary's a bellend. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now. Turn away. Well then. Hey, her innocence, Dolores Dei, like little figurines, right? Liked holding them little men between her fingers, remember? Oh, we did get a little figure from the pawn shop. What? You have the headless fawn rider figurine. You should give it to her, win her back. Huh. What? Look around. Win who back? I can't win her back, she's long dead historical figure. Don't be so pessimistic. Love doesn't die that easily. This isn't funny. You have a bad feeling about this one. I'm doing it. I should, yes. This is a task of mine now. So very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for. So I can give figurines to this church? Really? What even happened there? Dolores Dei was fond of figurines. She deserves more. You should offer her any and all you have one day. If you meet her in person, what an odd task to give yourself, but here we are. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to go back to the pawn shop and buy everything. I'm going to buy them all. Wow. Well, then I think that's enough of that. That stained glass window. Let's do what I actually set out to do. Hold on. Before we do that. Put my regular glasses back on. +1 logic. Visual calculus. Right, so. Press play. Yeah, we've seen this before. This is the same text as the other mainframe. Back underneath the bookstore. An old lady greets you. Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log. After life, death. I wonder. Oh no, it wasn't. Was that the same as what was written on the wall? I wonder if we didn't get it off the crabman, we could have gotten it off the wall. Good. I've unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. It's me again. How are you? Good, thank you. It's not clear whether she recognises your voice. Please repeat. Is this a personal log? Fortress accident, like the one in the Doom commercial area. I have 2 machines registered to this company, name and Martinez. One in St. Brune, the other on Rue de Saint Ghislaine. St. Brune, that's the church. The lieutenant gestures around him. And Rue de Saint Ghislaine, that's the Doom commercial area. Okay then. Sleep well, Fortress accident, she says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static. Printed, baby. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. Read it. The first entry made on the 4th of February 52 by an unknown author is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like this place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up muttering under his breath. 4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while. Do you think this log might be connected to the case? Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local. His eyes wander to the various machines around him. Eccentric. Read the second. 6th of Feb 52. Had a little chat with the local fisherman. Said I shouldn't go near the place. The church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, alright. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See, even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting. Wait, narcotics? Look around the derelict building. I doubt we can find any. It's just idle fishermen gossip to scare away kids. He looks at the stained glass window. Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned. 7th of Feb 52. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esca series, something advanced. Why would she need an antenna? Why would anyone need any of this equipment here? He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his foot. Read the 4. 8th of Feb 52. Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. drinking somewhere out of town. Silas Law started a rock band again. Lexi has been asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labour. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right. A data loss? Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author's saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. He adjusts his glasses. Let's just keep reading. Artists, programmers, Lexi. Who are these people? I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The other one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be her former co-workers. 12th of Feb. Bought some food from the grocery store. Apparently there's a strike going on in the harbour. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow 8 AM. The strike, he strokes his chin. We're nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading, I'm interested now. I want to know what that radio anomaly is that sent this person here in the first place. 25th. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now. Trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It's swallow sound. Need to get some mics. Is she talking about? The lieutenant looks to his right, towards the silence. Read the 7th entry. Yes, the first recording confirms that the swallow is real. I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here. The pillar of silence. She is talking about silence. It's suggesting more than just architectural quirk. But what could it be? The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them, no ripples. March. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music. One neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, he got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell. Oh, it might be. She must be describing her. The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes. Read the 9th. March 52, I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her. So this must have been me, maybe? Yes, that's me. I was the one who broke into the radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Plaisance. I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine. Well, yeah, it was, Kim. How get some balls. No, it was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. A new 2M aux cable, noodles, crackers, ping pong energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum, also some candy. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. Soona the programmer. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer. Oh, why, hello there.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots. Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender. Yes, I am.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
I can assure you I'm an expert circuit bender. I'm not breaking into your computer. I'm using it to access coalition military data links. We're looking for a suspect. We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organisers. We're not just breaking in. I'm pursuing a mysterious lead, searching for my lost identity. I'm going to be a master circuit bender.
There are no coalition military data links. And even if there was, you couldn't access them over a civilian network.
Yes, that's only because you're not clever enough, madam. Right, yeah. Trying to... You're right, I'm a drunk cop. I don't know anything interesting with these radio computers. Okay, I'm actually trying to locate a suspect in a murder
No
investigation.
one's hiding here.
She barely looks up from the
It's
keyboard.
just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now, please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
I agree. I agree. Soona. Well, the sooner we talk to her, the better.
What is it?
Right. Are you the lead programmer of Wirral Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or no, not anymore. That project is dead.
Bang bang. It is her from the basement, the programmers. She doesn't seem surprised to be recognised, rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back. Didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Sorry, but who are you?
I am Soona Luukanen Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Wow, that's fantastic.
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how can I help you.
Have you seen the Crab Man? No, but you know he's around. Yes. Sounds like you're not worried about him at all. No, you're right, I'm not. Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker the machine. Have you seen a woman named Ruby? Nope. Why are there so many machines in this place? I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything. Why do you need the antenna? I use the AR1 as my RAM Prefect's processing unit. RAM Prefect, that's your radio computer, right? And the antenna is processing unit. Yes, she sighs. You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? She's stopped working now. Not really. Alright, well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna. Wait, what's on air? On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us, she waves her hand. That's what on air means. And the AR1? It's a good antenna? She stops to think. I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for you regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, she turns back to her terminal. You should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. She liked telling you this. It calmed her nerves. What are you doing with your radio computer? I'm working. The machine seems almost alien, with its pulsing core and the light casting her face in a strange shadow. Working on what? Could you, she closes her eyes, could you just shh for a moment, or get to the point? I really need to focus on something. It's not just rudeness, it's really hard to concentrate when you're not helping. Those bowls of water. They're connected to my RAM Prefect. She looks up. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question. What you doing in an abandoned church? Really like those questions, don't you? There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes. They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she? I need to make sure you're not hiding anyone here. No, I'm not. It's just me and the... She looks up at the ceiling before murmuring, the Crab Man. I'm just doing research, that's all. What research? I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world. He's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal? Yes, that would lead me here. She stares at the burnished antenna on the nearby table, but I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that. A hole in the world? What does that mean exactly? Exactly what does it mean? There's something frantic about her. She locks her gaze with your eyes, shining like pearls. Up to now, it's been impossible to say what it is, because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? And how to measure something does not exist? She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answers. Well, I've got no logic. That's a little above your pay grade at the moment. I don't know, I'm not here for some... Hold on a moment, does that mean we're now living in a world that has holes in it? I don't know, are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here, but how do I figure it out? I can't even understand what we're talking about. Something that doesn't exist yet, let alone measure it. You measure it by its surroundings. By what which does exist, she replies. Which I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transcenders to record the silence to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well. She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. But does it have anything to do with necroplasmic life forms, ghosts in everyday parlance? Ghosts? She repeats, no, I don't think so. What about the supernatural entities? I don't believe in them. What not many know is necroplasma exist. Great. What are we talking about and why? Do you have any idea where the hole might be located? Somewhere underneath the roof beams, I assume. She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch black heights above, but without much success. Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark. Why there? There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record. The Pillar of Silence. Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk? Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place. This is where the Crabman lives. I know. You don't think the Crabman might be somehow responsible here? No, I don't. She sounds mildly annoyed at this line of questioning, her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine. You said that the research isn't going well, why not? Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow the exact point in space. And I don't have a... She stops mid-sentence. You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work. No. That's all I wanted to know about this scary 2mm hole in the world for now. I want to know what she needs. How do you feel about anodic dance music? What? She squints her eyes. I hate it. What are you, 40? It's the future of dance music. Same here. It just didn't connect here. Tap on your heart. Not like disco does, baby. Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but a sober mind, it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music. Right. But how do you feel like a club for anodic dance music? This is about those speed freaks at the tent, isn't it? She looks up. I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub. They want to build here. What do they want to build? Take a guess, why don't you? I heard they also plan on building a drug lab. Bingo, she snaps her fingers. That's exactly what they're up to. Wonderful. Now, this house of worship is also going to be a drug lab. Always something fascinating happening intense. Mind-altering substances are a vital part. They're just encouraging an active youth culture, say nothing. So that's settled great. She supports her chin on her hand, visibly pleased. So nightclubs in the church then. Right, I'll leave you for peace. In peace.
Yes, what is it?
Hold on. I just want to try something here. I'm going to put on my logic clothes and see if I can go through that conversation and find out what that check was. Logic. That's a nice logic hat. I think I've got a hat with better logic than that though. Logic glasses. 2 logic hat. Logic shirt. I'm all about the logic, like. It sounded like she had something that she wanted me to get back for her. But she wouldn't give me the...
Yes, what is it?
Failure, challenging. Ah, so you can redo them. So what is my logic even at now? 5. Bloody hell. Nah. 1 logic, I've got 2 logic on that hat. Right, hold on, let me try something. Just out of curiosity, I'm probably not going to save it. I just want to know if those little side checks open up anything. Or if it's just like for like information purposes.
Yes, what is it?
Success. Right, so you measure it by collecting data on the surroundings of which exists. Exactly, very true. It's what I've been aiming for. But honestly, it's not progressing very well. She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. Nah. You don't get any... So, those... Unless you click on something specifically, those are the things that can change things. But those little side checks don't seem to do anything. So that was a waste of time. Well then. What I'll do is, I'm going to go back to the... Well, first off, I'll go back to the girl. Or can we speak to the crabman again? I don't think we can. I was wondering if we could speak to the crabman about the hole. I'll go and speak to the girl outside first. Because she was mentioned by Soona. I'll see if I can talk to her about her. I will get to the bottom of this. Sooner or later. Yeah. Oh my god, that'll never get old. It'll never get old, baby.
Hello again.
Nothing. Let's talk about your contact mate again. That's the only thing I can think of that she might be missing. Maybe not, we'll wait. Right, let's go and speak to these guys about getting into the church. Yeah. Coupe launch. Engine starting fluid.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
About the church. And he tensed up. What happened? I talked to the crabman. Oh man, who is he? What did you think? Seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual. Really? Huh, interesting. What's he doing in the church? Just preaching and praying? No matter, the paranoid young man mumbles gruffly. Is it going to be a problem? Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we going to do about him? These guys will never catch him. You'll never catch him. There's nothing to do. As far as I can tell, he's not going to leave. He'd climb around up there and guys, you'll never catch him. Actually, he told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all. I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a minor hindrance to you? He rubs his jaw. Spooky guy climbing around with all the guests are trying to have a nice friendly hyper time. You're just going to have to live with the crabman. Don't worry, I don't think he'll really give a damn about you or anyone else. I want to see you gonna have to deal with it. I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it. Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light, yeah! Maybe, I guess we'll figure something out, okay? What about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes. Did you see her? I was using the mainframe when Soona, a former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared. A programmer, that's odd. What was she like? Did you ask about her nightclub? About the nightclub? She did not like the Anodic Dance Club idea. What a pity, that's my favourite thing in the world. He drops the hammer back into the toolbox, and she doesn't like it at all. A shame, he says. What can we do now? You see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity dance. She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished. And you can't just evict her. No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a solution. Look at you, honor man. No, Noid, he's right. Maybe we approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal to not bother her. If that's okay with her, we still want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines in the dark exist, coexist. At least Crabman seemed like an advanced being. Blah blah blah. And does she like Anodic dance music? Absolutely not. Really truly despises it. Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it. No worries, we'll figure it out. The man nods enthusiastically, then leans in and whispers, if coexistence fails, you can always muscle her out, right? It's okay with you. What do you think? Perhaps if you drop the drug lab, it might make it easier to convince her. He looks around in the tent. Oh man, but the drug lab was like an integral part of getting the club going. For me, it was my favourite part. Chemistry is great. Besides, imagine all the drugs we could do if we had our own drug lab. I mean, I know that music is good and all, but drugs, they make you feel really good. When did you last feel really, really good? I don't have time to feel good. I'm a very busy officer of the law. Never. I've never felt good in my entire life. I want to go with the officer of the law. Pull out the stick, lawman. You absolutely love drugs. They make you feel transcendent. I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her. He smiles wide, like a replica of his friend with the large head. Excellent. Good luck, my friend. Right then. See what she's got to say about it. Bit of babble, bit of babble, bit of babble, me. I like it in this church. I like the way it looks. It actually touches something in my soul.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work. I don't want to make anything work, she replies, her expression unchanged. Hold on. You don't want to make anything work? Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work. It's not the Anodic dance music that made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident. Are you bitter because your radio game project failed? That's right. Something strange shines in her eyes. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen ever again. Alright man, get out of your depression, come on. There's not a trace of irony in her voice, she means it. Oh, I'm gonna manipulate her. Suggestion. Convince her to cooperate with the Ravers. Easy. When her research is done, she can move out. Listen, about your research. You mentioned earlier that it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something. What? She looks up from the work, disorientated. No, I don't really need any help with the project. But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it. She thinks about a glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings in more snow from the broken gallery. It touches her hair. Alright, she finally says, blinking twice. Bring me the game's off-site copy from my old workspace if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory. I'm unable to go and fetch it myself. Is this the filament you're looking for? Show her the production schedule. Excellent. No, that's a production schedule. You stole and accessed without my authorization. She's tapping the table in a badly concealed impatience. I don't need it. In his defense, it was simply lying on the desk drawer of an abandoned cubicle. Okay, but still. What is an offsite copy and why do you need it? It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside the radio computer. She points to the glowing cube inside the machine. I already know where it is. It's going to be inside of that fucking frozen freezer that I can't get inside. She's making it extra simple for you. The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament. Okay, the doomed commercial area. Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have some explaining to the bookstore lady. You mean Plaisance? That's her name, I believe. Actually, I've already been inside, because I'm a legend. Good. Then you might know the giant ice bay fridge in the building cellar. The filament, it's inside the fridge. Just go and get it. And where exactly is the offsite copy? In the giant ice bay fridge. I just told you, it has red glowing eyes. It's impossible to miss. You just need to get the offsite copy from the ice bay. But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying, I found a note. It said the offsite copy had been moved to a safer place. She freezes. Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory? It said the offsite copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulslaw. Zawisa, of course. She relaxes. Our project lead, Sulisa Zawazisa. Sulislaw Zawazisa. Fucking hell, what a name. God, he was also so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. In feature creep, she mutters. And the Valley of the Heads. Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. The data loss was anomalous. She crosses her arms defiantly. And the heads. I won't even get into the heads. A million of them. She stops. Go find that copy from the ice cream maker, will you? Thanks. I found the ice cream maker, but couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen. This is getting ridiculous. Can you just defrost it? Well, I did try that. It's been unplugged for about 3 days. Or I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out. There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you. It's a thing. Something she holds dear. Why can't you go and get the filament yourself? The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse, whatever that means. Wait, are you part of the curse? Of course not, she crosses her arms. Anyway, I don't have my keys anymore and she won't let me in. Why does she think you're a part of the curse? Because she's from Martinez and people from Martinez have never seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits evil. Don't be too harsh. What if it does emit elemental evil? Narrow your eyes. It doesn't emit, it receives. She stops explaining. You sound just like her. She started praying when she first saw my realm. Turned to higher powers. He coughs like he's amused. Oh. Alright then. Thanks. She thinks for a moment, then reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like an oversized pry bar. And here's my Kvalsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack some loose ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offsite copy, then you can keep the Kvalsund. It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be partnering with the Kvalsund. The glorious multi-tool makes a regular pry bar completely obsolete. Okay then. Right then, we're gonna go and get this thing. I want to make a beeline for it. I want to solve this right now. Let's check out this multi-tool. It sounds pretty legend. Actually, we can't, can we? Because we've got both of our hands full. I want to see what it looks like though. Kvalsund multi-tool. Ah, that's my gun, isn't it? Equip this when times are most dire. Oh, it's a bad boy, like. Right, let's go and do the damn thing. I like how it's 2 o'clock, right? But we're still running about. It doesn't look as if time can pass past 2 o'clock. So you can actually... You'll never really run out of... Well... The only time you might be short for time is when people actually change locations when it gets dark. But other than that, like, these people out here don't never ever seem to go to sleep. So you can just spend all night doing what you do. On the way back, I'll not do it now. I'm going to go to the pawn shop and buy the other figurines, and then I'll offer them to the church. See where that gets me. I might have some like spiritual enlightenment going on. Here we go. Right, wait there, we need to equip that, don't we? %83%. Right, there is a slight chance that this might fail, and I'm not running all the way back over here if it does. Just to let you know. I could just make it 100%, couldn't I? -2 physical instrument. Bloody hell, I've only got one thing that does physical instrument. Aside from things that I'm already wearing. 92 will definitely pass this. Bang bang! Ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Kvalsund multitool. Until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep. A filament memory with words, off-site copy, written on the inside. Disappointment washes over you as you stare into the almost empty ice cream maker. What? No ice cream? A scoop of ice cream would have been nice, yes, the lieutenant agrees. Someone's stomach grumbles. The room feels very cold. Take the filament. You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it. We should take it back to the Miss Lukanen, killed, as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures. Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs. Why, yes. Why, yes, I am. Yes, I am curious. Probably going to fuck it up, but curious nonetheless. I also want to enter the password in my other piece of information. Come on, then. Insert the production schedule. Press play. Give the password. Done. Now we can print off. Really, she just used the same password. The lieutenant seems almost disappointed to discover that. With quiet determination, the printer starts printing a piece of paper. Read it. It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Scott, about Wirral Untethered, a radio game. First few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, but the rest of it seems to be a production schedule. Read about capital, I want to know about money. Short time of existence, fatal accident SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 real, but then came the delays. Eventually the damage reached 400,000 real. 400,000! Jomaggio! These guys knew how to party. Gosh, where did they get all this money? It was a real adventure. The workforce. 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. They were also real radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping pyrohalidon in the basement escape. Skim through the production schedule. Glorious descent into bankruptcy. It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambition. They tried to make 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't. I could have bridged the gap. No, you you couldn't have. What do you mean? I totally could have. Definitely not. Not a chance. Even then, success within an ever narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That's how they discovered the value of the heads. The what? At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Zemex-born Soleslaw Zawisa, the guy that we've just been talking about, decided that what Wirral Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at extreme edge of the map. This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose the head for their headless party member. Maybe that's got something to do with the figurine that offered to the church, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor. This is some insane shit. How many heads were there? So many. 10,000. How many combinations could you make out of that? Do you really want to know? Yeah, how bad could it be? Oh shit! This is a mistake. Oh no! No! What have I done? What have I done? Keep going. I want to learn numbers or some shit. What have I done? The lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest. He's dying for a cigarette. Come to think of it, you are too. Oh my god, shit! I've uncovered something bad here. What have I done? What have I done? Oh nah, this is taking the piss out of me. What have I done? Please be the end of it. What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop? Just let the numbers wash over you. Oh, here we go. That's it. Okay. So that's what did them in. Well, yeah, that and catastrophic data loss. That must be the anomaly Soona mentioned in the church log. On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end where things get fuzzy and dark, where the tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness before the Iguajan investor pulled the plug. So that's the guy in the container. I wonder if we can speak to him to get some more information. What is clear is that one day an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Revacholian Lintel front, just as the Wirral Untethered project was being computed that day, and the anomaly caused all the data to get lost into the air. When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with the Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostic they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss. Wait, they lost the whole game and wouldn't even pay for it? Always read the terms of service. Wasn't there a copy of the game, a backup? Mysteriously enough, it seems that the offsite copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance, and the offsite copy and, well, keep it offsite. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached. What does it say? S. Lucan killed, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident, that's Soona. The offsite copy was on-site because there was no offsite anymore. Not for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement, in the ice bay refrigerator, near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there, the temperature conditions were optimal. Seems like a perfectly reasonable explanation. It's not very convincing, is it? Her former colleagues would agree with you. Is there anything else from this lead programmer? It ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later. Read them. 4 months later by an unknown author. I am the only one left and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under too. Slipstream switched to making skis and the hairdresser's just left. Cursing Martinez. They're right though. Something seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it. Still haven't gotten an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could ever get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Interlinden front that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is St. Brune 1147. I'm going there to look this thing in the eye. St. Brune 1147. That's where the street sign next to the church said. Okay. Tear off the printout and throw it away. Right. What I'm going to do is, because that took a lot longer than I thought, I'm going to make a save. We're going to call it an episode here. When we get back next episode, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to read the one we've just picked up, the one that we're retrieving for Soona. I'm going to investigate that on here. Then we're going to go back to the pawn shop. I'm going to buy all the figures that I can afford, and then when we go to the church, we can complete Soona's quest, find out what this 2mm hole is, and then we'll offer the figurines to the mural stained glass window and see if that does anything. Okay lads, hope you enjoyed the episode. See you in the next one.